DESIblitz.com.
Hi, I'm Sharmila Tagore and you're watching DESIblitz.com.
I would like to start by asking, you began your silver screen career with Bengali cinema and made your Bollywood debut with Kashmiri Kali. So how challenging was this transition during that era?
It was, going from Bengali films to a Hindi film. Language was because I'm a Bengali, so I had to learn the language. And everybody was, of course, saying that you're not pronouncing this properly, and kaf and gaf, and So, and in my time, the script used to come in Devanagari script, which of course I had studied Sanskrit, so I didn't have a problem with that script. And today, everybody, gets their script in Roman. So it's completely different now, and everybody speaks English on the sets. In my time, of course, it was only Hindi and Urdu. So it was really wonderful, and then lip sync, this singing, and that was very new because in regional cinema we didn't have that, we didn't have so many songs and singing. So I had to really learn that. I think that's it. Otherwise, more or less, everything was the same.
So it seems like you've had a very interesting journey.
Yes.
So alongside several iconic Shakti Samantha films, Aradhana seems to be the most unforgettable film. Could you kindly share some Parde Ke Piche fun moments from this classic?
Parde Ke Piche. Aradhana was really a runaway hit. Shakti ji wanted to make a very quick film because he had me, of course, because he had introduced me to Hindi films, so I would always cooperate with him. So he knew that I would, give him dates. And Rajesh Khanna was, they had a talent contest. These 12 Indian producers, and so Rajesh Khanna was committed to work with them. So he had Rajesh and he had a wonderful story. So he wanted to do it quickly, within a couple of months, and then do the big film with Shammi Kapoor called Do Anjane or something like that. And so that's how it was meant to be, a small film. But then it did absolutely fantastic business. People just loved it. And even in a place like Chennai, where they didn't speak Hindi, in fact there was a agitation going on, anti-Hindi agitation. But the film did 50 weeks there, Golden Jubilee. So it was and there are a lot of other anecdotes. I remember Shakti was, when the film released, and he was at the theatre, and the first, when the old woman is shown, I play double role. I play as a young, Rajesh Khanna's lover, as well as his mother, and I was only 26 at that time, so there was a lot of grey hair and, makeup. It was not always, it was not very convincing. Anyway, so there I was shown, there's an old woman, and the audience started laughing. There was this giggle in the auditorium. So Shakti left the theatre thinking that the audience has rejected Sharmila Tagore and this will be a flop. And it was a short scene, about a minute long. And at the end of that scene, you could hear sniffles in the auditorium. People would, like a little. So somebody ran behind Shakti Samantha and said, "Come back, come back. I think it's fine. It will be fine." And it really became such a big hit.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we just mentioned about this, but talking of Aradhana, he also shared a very strong chemistry with Rajesh Khanna, sir, the late superstar.
The audience really liked us
Yes,
together.
of course. Very iconic Jodi. Who would you say resembles the similar chemistry in cinema today?
I don't know. I think Ranveer and Deepika have a nice chemistry, and because they have worked in a few films together, that's why we say that. I don't know whether, I can't think of offhand now, but I'm sure if somebody repeatedly, work together, then we will be able to say. But I think these actors are so good; they're very good with each other. Whoever they work with, they bring a different kind of energy.
Like Shah Rukh and Kajol, they've come in Kuch
Yes,
Kuch Hota
that's
and Kabhi
right.
Khushi Kabhi
That's
Gham,
right. They're also wonderful together. You're quite right.
Well, that is definitely a good choice. So moving away from the past and returning to the present, contemporary actresses seem to frequently wear revealing clothes on screen. What are your thoughts on the prominent skin show in modern cinema?
I don't have an opinion. I think they look lovely. I think these girls are really very attractive. In our time, there was a very definite demarcation between the heroine and, the vamp. And in fact, the vamps had a better role. They used to dress up well, and they had all these wonderful songs. And but the heroine used to be more simple and very goody-goody. So I don't know, but I think today there are, the actresses can do different kind of roles, and the audience accepts them like that. And I think what they wear is lovely, and they look very good in what they're wearing, and I don't look at it like that, really.
Now let's talk about your family. While Saif and Soha have been in the limelight as actors, there hasn't been much coverage about Saba in the media. What has she been up to?
Saba, it's a good question. What has she been up to? Because they all live in Bombay now, so I have no idea. But she's a trained jewelry designer, so she does jewelry, and she also does some events and how organize events. And they all live in Bombay within 5 minutes of each other. So I'm alone in Delhi now. I have 2 dogs. And I tell them now the dogs are my favorite.
Well, you won't be lonely any longer because you also have another grandchild on the way.
Yes,
so delighted
yes,
to hear that
mashallah,
news.
yes.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, it is also believed that your granddaughter Sarah will soon be making her debut in
Yes,
movies.
she just graduated from Columbia.
Oh wow!
And she's all set to make her debut. I think Karan Johar is
Student of the Year sequel?
I'm
Possibly?
not sure what it is, but I think Karan is producing the film. So I think she'll be great. She's already, she was, ever since, when she was a young girl also there was she's seen her mother and she's seen her father and me, and, all of us have been in films, and she's always been very, very keen, and I think she'll be great.
In fact, I was just going to ask actually, so what advice would you give as her dadi and as the talented actress?
I'm sure she doesn't want my advice. She's got her mother and father and everybody else. But I'll just tell her to have fun, just enjoy herself. This is the time to just, and I'm sure she's a very hardworking girl. I mean, she's done so well in her studies. I'll most certainly be a great fan of her.
That'll be really sweet to see, maybe like you going to watch her film on the big screen. That'll be amazing to see that moment.
Yes, that'll be great. Yeah.
So finally, what lies ahead for Sharmila Tagore? Will we see an autobiography being released anytime soon?
I don't know. I might. I'm thinking about it. Yes, and sometime I've got a few paragraphs here and there in various notebooks scattered all over the house. But the moment you think of something and the moment you write it down, the idea kind of slips away. It needs a different kind of discipline to sit and write something. And anyway, but I'm thinking.
Well, I'm sure whenever it releases, fans and all of us, aspiring actors or, the Generation X, would love to read about your journey in Hindi cinema.
I don't know, it might be quite drab and boring. But anyway, why not?
No,
I've done quite a few things, so why not? I shall write also.
Well, we wish you all the very best.
Thank
you
you
so much, Sharmila. Thank you very much.
Thank you.